What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. I'm out here on the range. It's a beautiful fall day, and I have this piece of lumber that the Kentucky Patriot mailed to me. And he mailed this piece of wood to me because he's building a deck, and he was trying to cut the wood, and he dulled his saw blade because this isn't actually normal lumber. This is Kentucky lumber. And I guess the lumber in Kentucky is just much tougher than regular lumber. The trees over there are just much tougher. Everything in Kentucky is tougher. So he dulled his saw blade, and for some reason there's a shortage of circular saws in Kentucky, and he can't cut this piece of lumber. He needs it to build a deck. So he mailed this piece of lumber to me so I could cut it for him and mail it back to him so he could finish building his deck. I told him that I have a special tool that would be able to cut through this really tough Kentucky lumber, and it's called a Pennsylvania circular saw. So let me show you what that is. So here we have a Pennsylvania circular saw. Not sure if you guys have ever seen one of these, but we're going to use this to cut that piece of tough Kentucky lumber, and I think it's going to work. I think we're going to be able to get Kentucky Patriot his wood that he desperately needs to finish building his deck. You know, and I'm the type of guy where I always help out my friends. That's the type of person I am. If any of my friends need a favor, I'm always there to help them. So let's help Mr. Kentucky Patriot with his deck, and let's cut that piece of Kentucky lumber in half with the Pennsylvania circular saw. All right, guys, so the Pennsylvania circular saw almost cut through this Kentucky lumber in one pass, but I think we're gonna have to hit it again, maybe 2 more times, to really cut this Kentucky lumber in half. Look how tough this lumber is. So let's hit it again. Pennsylvania circular saw, Kentucky lumber. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, second pass with the Pennsylvania circular saw, Kentucky lumber. I think we're just about gonna cut this thing in half soon. Check this out. I think we still got to hit it another time, maybe two more. But I'd say the Pennsylvania circular saw is working quite well. What do you think? All right, guys, so 5 passes with the Pennsylvania circular saw. This is some really tough wood here. At first, I didn't believe Kentucky Patriot when he told me that Kentucky lumber was just so tough. I was a little bit skeptical, but this thing absorbed 5 passes with the Pennsylvania circular saw. But as you can see, the Kentucky lumber, no match for the Pennsylvania circular saw. Check that out. And I think we're just going to have to complete the cut by hand. So that's what we're going to do now. But I'd say the Pennsylvania circular saw is quite effective. What do you guys think? I'd say it worked pretty good. So I'm going to actually finish cutting this by hand because I want to save my Pennsylvania circular saw for future uses. So I'm going to finish cutting this in half by hand, and then we're going to mail it back to Kentucky so Kentucky Patriot can finish building his deck. So sometimes when all else fails, you got to use a little bit of Polish power. So here you have it, guys. We got our lumber cut, and I'm going to ship this back to Kentucky Patriot so he can finish building his deck. I hope he doesn't mind that the cut wasn't perfectly clean. It was a little bit crooked, as you can see. It's not exactly a clean cut, but I think if he just sands it a little bit, nobody's going to really notice. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Pennsylvania circular saw videos. Check out my buddy, Kentucky Patriot. But take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 P's. Prepare, practice, and persevere.